Good morning, students. Today we have to discuss about the endocrine glands. So let's start with the topic. So endo, it means inside, and crine, glands. So let's see. So endocrine system is a chemical messenger system. Why it is chemical messenger system? Because these glands will secrete a chemical that will be known as hormone, and this hormone will be directly emptied into the bloodstream. They don't have any ducts to carry the hormone from the glands to the target organ. So no connection is there between the glands and the target organ through the duct. So directly the secretion of the endocrine gland, that is hormone, is done into the blood, and this blood will carry this particular hormone to the target organ or the tissues. So the endocrine system is a chemical messenger comprising the feedback loops of the hormone released by the internal glands of an organism directly into the circulatory system and regulating the distant target organs. In humans, the major endocrine glands are the thyroid gland and the adrenal gland. Now we have to see what is the difference between the nervous and the hormonal control system. So first you must understand the difference between the exocrine gland and the endocrine gland. Exocrine gland will have the ducts, and these ducts will carry the hormone from the gland to the distant organ where it has to regulate certain activity. Whereas the endocrine gland, they don't have any ducts. They directly empty their hormone in the circulatory system, and this blood will carry the hormone to the distant organ where it will coordinate or regulate the different functions. So let's see the difference between the nervous system and hormonal system. The nervous system is made up of neurons, whereas the hormonal system is made up of glands containing secreting cells. Okay. In nervous system, the information is transmitted in the form of electric impulse, whereas in hormonal system, the information is transmitted in the form of chemicals that is known as hormones. So that is why the hormones are also known as chemical messengers. The impulse transmitted is along the nerve fiber, whereas hormones are carried dissolved in blood plasma. So the hormones, whatever would be the chemical nature of the hormone, will get dissolved in the blood plasma, and this blood will carry the hormone to the distant destinations. Speed of information transmission is very fast in nervous system, whereas in this particular hormonal system it is slow. The duration of the effect of nerve impulse is for a short time, but the duration of the effect of hormone is long lasting. The response by muscle contraction or secretion of by glands, here the many responses such as conversion of glucose to glycogen, protein synthesis, rate of respiration, and many more activities are controlled. Now what are hormones? Hormones are actually known as chemical messengers. Okay, why messengers? Because they are secreted at different endocrine glands, then they are emptied into the blood, and this blood will carry them to the organs and the tissues of the body, and this hormone will regulate the different function of the distant organs or the tissues. There are many types of hormones that act on different aspects of bodily functions. Now we have to see the properties of the hormones. Hormones are of various chemical nature like protein or steroid or amino acid derivatives. Okay. Hormones are produced by the specialized glands and secreted directly into the bloodstream. Hormones exert their effect not where they are locally produced, but on the tissues which are far apart from the endocrine glands. Hormones are transported by the bloodstream from the endocrine cells to serve as a chemical messengers. Hormones are not similar to enzymes, so they do not catalyze any metabolic activities, they regulate the metabolic activities. They act on target cells or organs by regulating the rates of specific metabolic reactions. Then hormones are required in very small amount, and their effect may be excitatory or inhibitory depending upon the concentration and the physiological state of the responding tissues. Then the hormones are secreted in very small quantity, and this small quantity is biologically active. For example, 30 crore out of 30 crore parts, one part of hormone is able to perform that action. Then excess of secretion of hormone or decreased secretion of hormone, both these situations will result into different types of diseases. So hypersecretion or hyposecretion will lead to serious consequences. Hormones cannot be stored inside our body. If extra hormones is there, then it will be released out or excreted out from our body. Then hormones produced in one species will show same influence in the other species. Yeah. So this is all about the hormones, properties of the hormones. Now we have to see the endocrine glands. So according to your syllabus, we have to discuss about the adrenal gland, we have to discuss about the thyroid gland, we have to discuss about the pituitary gland, and we have to discuss about pancreas. So these 4 glands we have to basically discuss in this chapter. Let's start with the adrenal gland. Ad, it means above, renal, it means kidney. Okay, so above the kidney, the gland found as a cap, in the form of cap above the kidney, is known as adrenal gland. Okay, and any biological structure, the outer layer is known as cortex and the inner layer is known as medulla. So adrenal cortex will secrete few hormones and the adrenal medulla will also secrete few hormones. So we will start with the adrenal medulla first. Adrenal medulla is secreting one hormone that is known as adrenaline hormone, and this hormone is also known as epinephrine and noradrenaline. This is also known as emergency hormone. So this particular hormone is secreted at the time of emergency. Okay, it may be the 3F factor. Sometimes it is also known as 3F factor: fear, fight and flight. So during the situation of fear, fight or flight, this hormone is secreted, which makes the body ready to cope up with this situation. So when we are excited or angry, the adrenal glands produce a lot of adrenaline, and this secretion of adrenaline is stimulated by the autonomic nervous system we have already discussed. So let's see about adrenaline. The fight or flight hormone allows us to battle a danger or head on or escape to safety situation. Persistently high level of adrenaline from the chronic stress. Sometimes if you are in a chronic stress, it means for a longer period of time, if you are being in stress, this will increase the risk of anxiety, depression, heart disease and weight gain, which is why laughter really may be the best medicine. So don't take stress. So prolonged stress may cause these types of problems due to the over secretion of adrenaline all the time. So that is why the best way to keep ourselves happy, so that the adrenaline secretion will be in a regulated unit. Now what is the function of the adrenaline? It increases the heart rate, like in the previous chapter we have seen. It also increases the blood supply, increases the blood flow. Okay, it also increases the alertness. Then more glucose is released. Okay, glucose secretion is also increased. Decreased sensitivity to pain. Rapid effect lasts a few minutes to an hour and dilates the pupil to improve the vision. So these are the impacts or the function of the adrenaline hormone. Now the adrenal cortex. Adrenal cortex synthesizes dozens of different types of steroid molecule, but only a few we have to study. We have to see about the mineralocorticoid, glucocorticoid and androgens. Okay, so function of mineralocorticoid secreted by adrenal cortex. Corticoid, so cortex. It regulates the mineral metabolism, especially the sodium ion and chloride ion metabolism is maintained or regulated by the mineralocorticoid hormone secreted by the adrenal cortex. Then another hormone is the glucocorticoid. The function of glucocorticoid is to increase the blood glucose concentration, then influence the fat and protein metabolism. It also regulates the salt and water metabolism, and it helps in the stress management. Okay. Now, what is adrenal virilism? Certain times the adrenal cortex also secretes hormone that is known as androgen, and this androgen may result if there is excess secretion, so the overgrowth of the adrenal cortex in a mature woman. In a mature woman, when the adrenal cortex gets overgrown, then in that situation development of beard and mustache like phenomenon is known as adrenal virilism. In the similar manner, in the case of males or adult males, if there is increased or over growth of the adrenal cortex, will result into the development of breast and such feminine characteristic which is known as gynecomastia. So this is the adrenal virilism in case of males, and this is the adrenal virilism in case of females. Now what will happen if there will be hypo? Hypo, it means less secretion of cortisone. Less secretion of cortisone results into the disease that is known as Addison's disease. And in Addison's disease, what are the symptoms? The bronze pigmentation of the skin, the change in distribution of body hair, then gastrointestinal disturbances, weakness will be there, hypoglycemia, less glucose level in the blood, then postural hypotension, weight loss. These are the symptoms of Addison's disease. Then hypersecretion of cortisone. Combinedly, all these hormones, mineralocorticoid and glucocorticoid, is known as cortisone. So hypersecretion of cortisone will cause Cushing's syndrome, and in Cushing's syndrome there will be obesity. Okay, there will be obesity in case of, and then hyperglycemia will be there, excess level of glucose in the blood, osteoporosis, the bones will become very fragile. Okay, so density of the bones will increase, so with easily the bones may get fractured. Weakness will be there, and salt and water retention will be there in the body. So this is all for today. Thank you, class.